pare mula sa Diocese ng Cubao ang nagdaraos na misa sa kalye. Si Father Ronald Roberto, Kura Paroko ng Holy Family Parish ay nagsagawa ng misa sa kalye sakay ng pick-up truck. Ito'y tinawag na truck ni Kura.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Tonight, we are celebrating the holy sacrifice of our Lord on this altar, in this place, giving us an opportunity to receive Jesus sacramentally. And so we thank Him for this very beautiful and precious gift in the midst of all crises and difficulties. And speaking of difficulties, speaking of crisis, we cannot but make it as a part of our daily concerns to ask ourselves questions regarding our existence. Maaaring tinatanong natin ng maraming katanungan tungkol sa ating mga karanasan. And that is part and parcel of existentialism. No, man is existential, and so we cannot but wonder and ask, why? Why such an experience? Why did this thing happen to me? Why is it like this? Why is it like that? And we ask questions every day concerning our experiences. Now, in today's gospel, we hear of Jesus, the version of St. Luke, speaking to his disciples and asking them, "Who do people say that I am?" Who do people say that I am? It is but part of the messianic role of Jesus. This is part and parcel of the story of his mission to establish his identity not only to his disciples but to the entire world. Who do people say that I am? Anong sabi ng mga tao tungkol sa akin? Sino ako? Anong identity ang nakikita nila? And the disciples responded saying, "Some say you are John the Baptist, some say you are Elijah, some say you are one of the ancient prophets na muling nabuhay." And then Jesus now asks a personal question to his disciples. He asked them, "How about you? Who do you say that I am?" A question on identity to a person or to a people whom he has been very close. Isang personal na tanong sa mga taong malapit sa kanya. His identity. And then Peter, on behalf of the disciples, answered, "You are the Christ, the Son of God." And then now Jesus deepens the discussion. While Peter has answered correctly, Jesus took the answer and led them to a deeper understanding of his identity. He said, "The Son of Man must suffer greatly and be rejected by the elders." Kailangang maghirap. Kailangang maghirap ang anak ng Diyos. Kailangang mamatay ang anak ng Diyos. Having a personal knowledge of who Jesus is, the disciples, for sure, had questions. And first on the list will be the same question that we ask every day: why? Why on earth are you going to suffer? Why on earth are you going to die? And they have failed to see the real identity of Jesus. You know, Jesus is the answer to human wickedness. Jesus is the solution to human weakness. Being both God and man. Siya ang solusyon. And so, He also answers the question, why? Why? Yesterday, in the first reading, we hear of Ecclesiastes telling us, vanity of vanities, everything is vanity according to Kohelet. Lahat, kung tatagalugin natin yun, lahat ng bagay ay walang katuturan. Sabi ng Book of Ecclesiastes, ibig sabihin ba lahat ng ginagawa natin ay walang katuturan? Ang paghahanap buhay walang katuturan. Ang pag-aasikaso sa mga mahal sa buhay walang katuturan. Yun ba ang kahulugan nun? Now in the first reading, we hear the continuation of the Book of Ecclesiastes. Answering that question, wala bang katuturan ang ating ginagawa? Wala bang katuturan ng mga pang-araw-araw nating gawain? The book of Ecclesiastes tells us, there is an appointed time for everything. There is a time, to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to uproot the plant. Etc., etc. Ang ibig sabihin lang ng Book of Ecclesiastes, lahat ng mga pangyayaring ito sa buhay natin, may panahon. May panahon. At ano ang advantage nito? Ano ang katuturan nito? Diyos ang nakakaalam kung bakit napangyayari ang mga bagay na ito. Jesus in today's gospel tells His disciples, I will have to suffer and die. And the disciples thought that it was wrong. But the very person of Jesus tells us, may panahon talagang ganyan. Bahagi yan ng buhay. Bahagi yan ng katotohanan ng pagiging tao. Bahagi yan ng ating paglalakbay, ng ating paghuhubog, ng ating paglago bilang isang tao. There is a time for everything. And so this answers the question, why? And I'm sure all of us, we all have that experience that we do not understand. An experience that we are still looking for an answer kung bakit nangyari sa atin. Bakit nga ba may pandemya? Bakit may krisis? Bakit may nagugutom? Bakit may inaapi? And this is the answer. Lahat ng bagay may oras. Lahat ng bagay may pagkakataon. But we cannot treat an experience isolated from the rest as an end in itself. An experience should be perceived as connected to other experiences. Yung mga karanasan natin ngayon, konektado yan sa lahat ng mga karanasan na nakalipas at sa mga karanasan na darating pa. The death of Jesus, the suffering of Jesus was necessary for salvation to come. Jesus had to suffer so that man will be saved, including himself, through himself as well, sa pamamagitan din ng tao, sapagkat si Jesus ay parehas na Diyos at tao. At kung ituturing mo lang ang isang karanasan bilang katapusan, hindi konektado sa kahit anong karanasan pa, talagang magtatanong ka, bakit? Pero ang isang taong puno ng pananampalataya ay laging sasagot ng ganito, may plano ang Diyos. May plano ang Diyos. At ako mismo'y hindi ko maiintindihan ngayon ang plano ng Diyos. It will always be towards the end of one's life that he will see the greater picture and he will realize what God has been doing in his life. The book of Ecclesiastes, in tradition, is thought of to be written by Solomon himself, who spent many years of his life in worldly matters, making use of his wisdom to attain what he desired for himself. But towards the end, I am sure there was a realization. There was an enlightenment. No? Merong pagliliwanag ng isip. At doon mararanasan yung, aha, kaya pala. Aha, kaya pala. May plano pala ang Diyos. Ito pala yung gusto niya. Ito pala ang nais niya. And so today, my dear friends, we ask the Lord to grant us the wisdom that we need. The wisdom that this world does not offer and cannot offer us, but a wisdom that comes from God. A wisdom brought about by the indwelling of the Spirit in us. A wisdom that will lead us towards saying, God has a plan. He knows everything. He knows far better than I do.